Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to your November 15th through the 30th reading. So general messages, guys, remember to take what resonates, throw out the rest, and try to make it fit if it doesn't. So pull a couple of crowning energies. My setup looks different because I want to pull a lot of cards, and it's just easier when I have them off the shelves. So let's see what we have from the Wisdom of the Oracle. So we have a couple of things happening this week I want to talk about. 21st especially, we have the Sun entering Sagittarius, so happy birthday to Sagittarius. With the Sun in Sag, our focus shifts from the need for an intimate connection with the person that we feel within the Scorpio energy that we're just coming out of, and the desire to kind of reach out to the world at this point and really connect with something larger than ourselves. Well, the Sun moves through this fiery but mutable energy. We can take steps to increase our understanding and awareness of the world around us right now. We're more able to muster up the courage to expand our path, the path that we see ourselves on, the way of thinking, open up our minds, see the big picture a little bit more clearly, right? Although we may be prone to overdoing our expectations right now, we do have the opportunity to nurture some sort of new hope, new faith, new vision under this influence, which is really, really good. Okay, so we have by the book. It means needing to do something by the book. We'll work then with the other energies and see what we get. Let's pull one more oracle. Let's pull that guy over there. Now, also on the 12th, we have Venus entering Scorpio. It's going to be hanging out there until the 15th of December. Deeply passionate relations are the focus with this energy, guys. Like superficial, as I've been saying, superficial anything, flirtations, contacts, connections, superficial, mediocre, not going to go. It's not going to go because we're going to be yearning for this deep soul and body kind of contact with somebody that's really extreme, intense, really unforgettable, very emotional position for Venus. This really, really is. Our relationships are going to feel very important to us right now. And we might feel very consumed by them, happily so, though. I really do think that. But we may tend to be experiencing this very, very intense closeness, wanting to experience this intense closeness, but struggle with having blind faith in our partner right now. And that could just really be based in a fear of feeling too vulnerable or giving up our power to somebody who maybe we feel as, we may be feeling like somebody might, take advantage of, but we're afraid of that. We're afraid of giving up our powers to others who are strong, right? And the thing is, Scorpio is very much an all or nothing energy, and relationships can be a little bit of a roller coaster, under this energy. So, there's a lack of desire for anything like middle of the road or superficial can end up compelling us to create some sort of crisis in order to feel alive and kind of test something. So we want to be careful of not doing that, right? Or watch the tendency to do that in relationship. And for those of you not in relationship, because not everybody is, this could have to do with feeling very passionate about money. Now, not money per se, but feeling like really trying to figure out what you feel the most passionate and called to do in order to make money. This is a time where you're going to be called to identify your passions, just absolutely. And also on the 28th of November, we have the Neptune stationing direct. It's been retrograde. And so really, what does that mean? Unleash your creativity. Beautiful. We have by the book and unleash your creativity as the crowning energies here. Very nice. So Neptune has been really heavy for all of us. We've all been feeling this very almost palatable sense of confusion. And that really is Neptune retrograde. And Neptune going direct, they give it a week or two to come out of the post shadow. Definitely still going to be confusion. But that heaviness is going to lift, which is really good. And then on November 30th, we do have the full moon lunar eclipse. As we have this Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini happening here, right? As the nodes of the moon have this run this axis story that's been going on since, I'd say, like the end of May, beginning of June. It's going to be running until December of 2021. I'm going to do a whole video on this because it's really kind of that profound. But this full moon is a time of culmination and the promise of fulfillment, like every other one, right? Which was started up at the new moon. But this is going to be a particularly emotional time, really. Like this is a time for romance, fertilization, relationships, and This one in particular is going to stimulate a lot of turning points and a lot of epiphanies, because this is the second one. This one is the second eclipse along this axis right now, right? So it's almost like we're feeling like we're in the middle of this story and we can feel the page turning right now. And I'm going to talk more about that as I'll probably do that video this week. All right, so let me pull some Lenormand and get some energies for you guys. So we have the coffin, which means something is ending so that something else can begin. We have the clouds going to the sun. Not going to be the easiest thing, but there is something that you're going to be realizing. I mean, you may be realizing, Aquarius, that something was actually really not meant for you after all, right? Because we have the book of knowledge, and it is the idea of looking into something deeper, and then we have the mask. So, you know, maybe you were trying to convince yourself of being in an energy that was really not very authentic for you, for where you want it to be. So it could certainly show up like that for others of you. It can mean that you're deciding to end a career or an approach to a career, or maybe a major that you were studying, because you're realizing that, and even though, you know, making this change is going to be challenging, learning something new about where you actually belong is going to be very beneficial for you, because you may be realizing that in fact you're wearing a mask and you're trying to, you know, go along with something that is really just not feeling, you're not really resonating with it. You're being called to unleash your creativity. So unleashing your creativity, it doesn't mean that you all of a sudden become an artist or a dancer or a singer. We can do whatever we can do with a creative flair, a creative edge to it, our own flavor, our own way. But you want to make sure that you are doing things by the book, because there are certain parameters inside which you need to work. And I know Aquarius doesn't always like to hear that, right? Because you like doing things very much your own way, putting your own flavor, your own spin on things. But the idea here is there's nothing wrong with unleashing your creativity, as long as you stay within the confines of maintaining the responsibilities that you have going on in your life. So love it when we get the lilies, because the lilies do always indicate somebody communicating with you from the other side. There is this information that's coming in, and when the letter comes in, the letter incites a new cycle. You know exactly what you need to do, Aquarius. You really do. You might be here for validation, or you might get validation from a therapist or a friend or a family member who you trust with all, you know, with all your heart. They know you inside out. They have your back. It could be that kind of energy as well. But when we have the mice energy, the mice does indicate that something is really eating at you. Something is wearing away at you. It's gnawing at you. So there's some sort of information that's coming in, and you know exactly what to do with that, because there's something that's bothering you, that's eating away at you, that you need to change. So I do see this shifting away from something into something else that feels more authentic for you or to you, and it's going to incite your level of creativity. Absolutely. Right, so that this is like the general sort of crowning message that I'm getting here right now. Now, this ending could have to do with the job again, everything that I mentioned before. This could also certainly be the ending of a relationship, and while it's kind of challenging to get through, you are realizing that it was not meant for you, and you're being reached out to by somebody else. You know, and you being really not sure. There's something about, you know, this person reaching out to you that's bothering you. So it could be that maybe somebody that you ended things with are trying to reach out to you again, and it's really bothering you, or somebody's in contact with you and it's just something about it is bothering you. Now, when we get the lilies energy, keep in mind that whatever communication is coming in via the lilies energy is meant to be absolutely supportive, and it's meant for whatever information is being brought into you, and I feel like it's via this letter, is meant to sort of ease your mind and make you more comfortable and feel very appreciated. So, but there still is something bothering you about a situation that you're involved in that really requires you to look very deeply and be very honest about it. Because when we have the dog, you may know the answer, but you may not want to actually like say it out loud. Do you know what I mean? That kind of energy where you know the answer, but you don't want to say it out loud because you may not like how it sounds even to yourself. So whatever that is. All right, so let's get into, we're going to use the light seers, and we're going to do a past, present, a final outcome. And then we're going to pull a line for where you might be feeling blocked. And then we're going to do a subjective read based on somebody that you may be dealing with. So that could be a partner, an ex-partner, somebody at work, family member, friend. What else comes up? Okay. Reverse. Okay, let's see what your blocks are. Okay. You don't want to defend yourself. So in the recent past, we have the Knight of Cups energy. This is Prince or Princess Charming. This could have to do with a relationship. It doesn't have to. This is a proposal. So this could be the offer of a new job, the offer of, there's some offer, some proposal coming in, however it might resonate with you. So again, it does not have to do with, you know, actual love, but it could just certainly have to do with something that has to do with your emotions. Some new offering of emotions, something that's going to impact your emotions. We have this working with the Knight of Wands in reverse, and this is a chaotic person. This is you dealing with some sort of chaotic situation, some sort of a person. This could be you, or this could be somebody else who's very, very impulsive. This could have to do with sexual excess. This could have been the energy in your recent past. So somebody who's just like very impulsive, very, you know, very reactionary as well. And we have this working with the Seven of Swords in the upright. So the Seven of Swords is like a betrayal energy. There's theft indicated here, dishonesty, the running away from a situation. The Seven of Swords is a Moon and Aquarius energy as well. It's Moon in you guys. So Moon is, you know, things that we feel in private, and, you know, you guys are all about doing things differently than what's expected, right? Because, I mean, and that's the beauty of Aquarius. But so it's basically feeling one way on the inside and doing something else on the outside, right? So you may have been dealing with an energy, Aquarius, where you felt like, wow, I didn't know that person at all, or they ended up being so different than I initially thought they were, right? Or there was this element of dishonesty about them, and they ran away. They were a runner. You know, maybe they ghosted you, or maybe they abandoned the responsibility of the relationship. But it doesn't cite this 10 of Wands energy. Not Wands. It was Wands? Yeah, it is Wands. 10 of Wands energy. So this just became, something became too exhausting, too burdensome, too stressful, and you had to just put them down. You had to put the Wands down. So this does indicate the ending of a cycle. Right? So this could be the ending of a relationship in the recent past. The ending of a job became too burdensome. You just were not into it anymore. It was exhausting. There was no benefit for you at a certain point. It became more of a negative than a positive in your life. Now, where you're at right now, you're at the Five of Wands. Five of Wands does indicate rivalry, challenges, some sort of obstacles. So this could be certainly within relationship or within the workplace, or it can even be within some sort of you know, family situation or friendship situation. But this could also be, I always feel like we can have this energy, well, any of the energies we can have internally, but I feel like this is such a common energy to feel like, well, we feel internally challenged, well, we feel internally like we have this obstacle, this block, right? We're feeling this rivalrous energy within ourselves. Yeah, and we have it with the High Priestess in reverse, which does indicate clouded insight, right? And really having some sort of blocked intuition right now, because you're dealing with some sort of energy that's rather abusive and emotionally manipulated. You feel emotionally manipulated, or they are trying to emotionally manipulate you. And we have this working with the Four of Cups energy, which is feeling like this is dealing with this feeling of apathy, just feeling very unfulfilled. Feeling very, very unfulfilled. Yeah. And, you know, the thing is here with the Four of Cups energy, it's like you're very much identifying that you don't like A, B, and C in a person, and you don't like that they do this, this, and this, but there might be something more going on here. Aquarius, there really might be. There's a lot of times when we say we don't like certain elements in another person, first of all, we may exhibit those very same elements within ourselves, or that person may end up poking at things within us that can bring up old pains from past relationships, or really challenge us in ways that we don't feel comfortable. Like if we don't like being challenged and questioned, and somebody's always challenging and questioning us, that could be annoying. But maybe that happened, you know, at another point in your life, and it ended up, you know, bad. And even though this person or this situation with this person at work or this person that you're in the relationship with might be able to be reasoned with, it's like you don't even want to deal with it anymore. You're feeling very apathetic about it. You're just feeling like, yeah, don't even bother. I just like, you just don't want to deal with it. You just don't want to, you know, you just don't. When it comes to a person or a situation, I feel like you're very blocked. And to be honest with you, I feel like there's some self-protection going on because you know that something is not the right thing for you. So it's almost like you go into shutdown, which Aquarians are great at. Like, I always make this joke with my sons. I have twin boys who are 20 years old and they're Aquarius risings. I always joke with them. I'm like, you know, something will happen and and they know how to compartmentalize it. And they said, oh, wait until next year. In a year and 2 weeks, on a Wednesday, you're going to be driving home from work, and you're going to be remember this thing, and you're going to have to take it out of the cabinet, right? The metaphorical cabinet that you tucked it away in inside of yourself, and you're going to have to deal with it, right? Because it's an Aquarius part of the actually, it can really be a strength in many situations where Aquarians can take a situation and really kind of quickly put it in perspective and put it on a shelf somewhere so that they don't have to deal with it, so that they can function in the rest of life. It's not necessarily denial, because they do eventually take it out and look at it, but when they feel like it. So there is something called like selective blocking, right? And not all the signs could do it, but Aquarius is one that could definitely do it. And now we have, in the final outcome, we have the wheel in reverse. So this does indicate something getting out of control. But if you're feeling very stuck in a rut, Aquarius, you're really feeling very stuck in a rut. Now that could be just because of COVID and all the limitations that we're feeling, for goodness sake, could certainly be that. But you're feeling this lack of forward movement. You're feeling very self-protective. That's the Four of Pentacles. So some of you, very quite literally, can have a very strong desire for long-term security. So you're just holding tight to your money right now. That can definitely be the case for some of you. Others of you are just going to be in this mode of self-protection. You really are. But look, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So we do have this beautiful energy. This is great. This is about getting into something that is, capable of leaving a legacy. So what does that mean? That means purchasing that home, getting married. This is a will you marry me card. Building that business, deepening that commitment and communication at work so that you could build your money and your legacy there. Deepening a commitment and communication having to do with relationship. There are other people involved here, though. That's an important element to understand. The Ten of Pentacles, it's a family vibe. You see all these people? So like maybe you're buying a home and you're getting help from your family, or you're purchasing, you're moving forward in some way, but where your family is helping you or close friends are helping you. Now we have the Tower reverse, and the Tower reverse is very much about like having felt oppressed and averting some sort of disaster. Just kind of feeling like, thank goodness that didn't work out, right? Some of you might be in a space of fear of change, which goes back to this rut energy, feeling like you're in a rut, because you're very concerned about security. The Tower reverse is feeling very scared about security too. So I feel like a lot of you are very focused on that right now. So that could have to do with relations, but that could have to do with the job. But what are your blocks? So first we have the Seven of Pentacles. So something that you're struggling with is being patient and being kind of waiting for the success of something, right? So you're very, you're starting to lose your patience as far as something becoming successful for you, or you feeling impatient in your ability to feel connected to something. Maybe a job, or maybe, it could be anything. It could be something that you're studying. It could be a relationship, right? Because this is your block. So your block is having this patience, putting in this hard work, and being patient enough for the delayed success. Because it's about waiting, and the waiting is really challenging for you right now. And the King of Wands energy, which is a Cancer and Leo energy, this is a block for you. Cancer is about getting in touch with what it is that you want, need, and desire as far as stability, security, feeling safe and loved. And Leo has to do with your creativity, right? Going back to the creativity element, but it also has to do with falling in love, romance, Okay, sorry about that. That cut out. So yeah, it has to do with falling in love and romance. This King of Wands energy. So you're having a hard time really tapping into that. Now we also have the Seven of Wands energy. Seven of Wands is about feeling very self-defensive and protective against some sort of competition. So, you know, for some of you, this may be where you really want to do something, but you're actually allowing sort of this analysis paralysis to take place because you're feeling very insecure about something, right? Now we have this working with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse is a very, very cold energy. It's like rigid logic. It's not being very kind. It's dishonest, right? Now this could certainly be a block. You might be dealing with an energy like this. This could just be a general energetic influence that you're dealing with. But somebody is very sort of like cold and sort of methodical, and you're feeling the need to have to defend yourself to this energy. You know, I mean, well, all you want, we really just want to feel this Cancer and Leo energy. You really just want to feel this safety, this security, this passion, you know, but it's so hard. You're having such a hard time waiting for it to happen. It's really difficult. It's a difficult energy that you guys may be struggling with right now. Okay. So let's see what we have here as far as the person that you're dealing with. Okay, let's see what we get there. Subjective read, subjective, right? See what's going on with the person that Aquarius is dealing with. So this could be a partner, this could be a boss, an employer, a family member, whomever. Okay, the Moon reverse and the Sun. Okay, so the truth coming out. Okay, Aquarius. Well, the Moon is a great energy, and I like it better in the reverse because this means clarity. The truth is revealed, right? Some sort of message is coming out. They are sharing some sort of truth with you, which is going to end up inciting some sort of material happiness, material success, or at least they're going to be in a space feeling like, okay, once I say this to Aquarius, we're going to be able to fix things, whatever, in the relationship, within this work situation, whatever it is, once we have this talk, right? But in all actuality, we have the Five of Wands here. They're very rivalrous with you. They really are. They're creating obstacles. Like, they understand that. And then we have the Lover's energy, which doesn't only mean for intimacy, right? This is a Gemini energy, but this is about needing to make a choice and being able to put the work and the energy and making something work. So this could certainly be for a partnership as far as romance, but could also be for a work partnership as well. This could even have to do with a friendship or family connection where you have a deep shared soul purpose. And this is the understanding that there's a strength of two together, but knowing that there are like cracks and fissures in the foundation that you guys need to work on together, right? And if you can do this, right, this is the energy of Archangel Raphael. This is a beautiful energy, but it's the realization that you guys together have to work at it. But it's going to be really hard to work at it if there's rivalry and feeling like there are all of these obstacles in the way. So you really do need to ask at a certain point, you know, Aquarius, like, and again, this is the person that you're dealing with, but regardless, whatever the situation is, do you feel like on some level, someone may be trying to make you change so that they are more comfortable in the relationship? You know, that's kind of been coming up a lot. So something to think about for sure. As we do have the Hierophant energy here, which is about honoring the sacred in your relationship. If you're in a relationship, this does have to do with honoring traditions, conventions, expectations, conforming to something, right? So it's like they're of that space ultimately, and then we have that working with the Seven of Wands, though at the same time, though, there are these weak boundaries and some sort of like plan stalling out and quitting. So when we have this working with the Hierophant energy, it's like, yeah, they might want to marry you, get really serious, open a business with you, go into business partnership with you, have this family connection with you. But at the end of the day, they really don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the work and they quit. You know, plans end up falling through for one reason or another. And there is certainly indication of weak boundaries being here, like somebody truly understanding their place and their space in your life and what they can control and not control about you, about how you think. So, and then we have this working with the Seven of Cups energy, and this is reverse, right? Yeah. So Seven of Cups energy reverse does indicate that they are having this clarity. Some sort of illusion that they've had ends. They have some sort of restored sense of self, but they're very immature. This is the thing. They have problems with power, right? And they're not good planners. They're just not. They struggle with their ego. They allow it to get in the way. So even though they're having this sense of clarity and this illusion about something ending, they kind of can't not get in their own way. And they're also, again, I do feel this very strongly, trying to project onto you for you to make some changes in order for them to be more comfortable with you in however you guys are connected, whether it's an intimate relationship, work situation, family situation, whatever it is. It's like, oh, Aquarius, if only you would do this and if only you would do that. It's like, yeah, but guess what? This is me, you know, this is me, and I'm pretty fabulous the way I am. And really it's just some situation, it seems like that they have to come to terms with, if that makes sense. So let's pull some Island Time Wellness for those of you in relationship, okay? Because these are relationship oracles. I'm just throwing 4 in for good measure. So I know we get a lot of requests for the relationship stuff. Healing Heart, Seduction, the Snake, and Camera. Okay, listen, there's Healing Heart, there's learning from the past, there is, now when we say seduction here, there's attraction, flirting, dating. So those would be the more positive, because there's nothing wrong with being seductive or there's nothing wrong with that. So that would be the positive manifestations of this oracle. The less positive would be like a hooking up, feeling tempted, which would indicate that there's something going on, or third-party interference. So it could definitely be any of those. So for those of you who are healing, right, where you've gotten out of a situation, you're healing from heartbreak, there's freedom from some sort of toxic relationship, something, maybe even just freedom from some sort of toxic addiction. Now you're sort of putting yourself back out there, right? You're putting yourself back out there, but you're feeling very vulnerable, very insecure, right? Because we have with the snake energy, it is being very cognizant of competition. Now that can be, right? Plain and simple. Now it can also, we could take it a step further, and we can indicate where there is some sort of enemy, somebody who has malice and on their heart. This is about looking over your shoulder, right? The other person, the other man or the other woman, whatever it is. So that's going to resonate with some of you, you know, feeling like somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart. But you learning from the past. You healing, you wanting to put yourself out there, you might be dealing with this very toxic energy, but you learning from your past and you not wanting to go back for a revisit. I don't see you wanting to go back for a ride on that rodeo again. I don't see it. So we got you guys. Good. We got Aquarius here. So, you know, what are you guys about? You guys are the 11th house. You're all about goals and wishes. You guys are ruled by Uranus, which is all about the future, right? All about the future. And then we have the North Node energy, which is all about learning to move forward. Very nice. This is about very destiny-driven energy. And the 9th house has to do with, this is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the landlord of the 9th, which is ruled by Jupiter. This has to do with your moral code, your moral compass, your personal philosophies, the way you frame reality for yourself, the way you see things, your perspective, right? So I feel like you're making some changes and adjustments in the way you see things. You're learning things that are new, and it's changing the way you see your life and the way you see your philosophies and what it is that you ultimately are wanting to do. For some of you, you may be deciding, because 9th house rules higher education, you may be deciding to change majors if you're still in school. Yeah, we have Uranus. Wow. This is your ruler. Uranus is all about the revolution. All Okay, that's what's happening now, right? This is about breakthroughs and brainstorming, just waking up. Something about technology, definitely advancing yourself in technology. Some of you may be getting involved in some sort of humanitarian effort because you guys are the energy of the humanitarian. But then we have the square, and a square is always a challenge. It's this tension that is incited to reconcile something, right? And I feel like what it is that's being reconciled are your feelings, your emotions. Your moon is your soul, right? And it rules your feelings. So this is you really paying very close attention to these gut reactions, to your instinct, to your family, your conditioning, your habits, you know, what you require to actually move forward successfully in life. These are all the energies that come up under this moon card. So I see you really getting in touch with things in a different way. Or if not different, Aquarius, more specific, where you might be realizing more specifically, having a fine-tuned picture, more crystallized of what it is that you see for yourself moving into the future. Oh my gosh. Really? Look, Grand Trine Blessing, amazing. This is amazing. The Grand Trine Blessing just means, it's like, to me, the Trinity coming together and there being absolute blessings. And then we have the Yod, which is the finger of God. This is destiny. Something is very destiny driven about what's happening. So whatever changes are happening, whatever transitions, you know, we are entering the age of Aquarius the 3rd week in December. So I feel like a lot of the changes that you're making right now, a lot of the decisions, a lot of the moves that you make right now are really going to help define this next part of your life. And I don't feel like I need to even say any more than that, because I do feel like a lot of you know that you sort of feel like you're on the precipice of something, not like something's going to happen tomorrow, but you could feel it rolling out over the next year. I know a lot of you guys do feel that way. So I love this, because this tells me, because when we have Grand Trine in the Yod with Uranus, and Uranus is all about the future, it's your ruler and it's about the revolution. Beautiful. This is about beautiful changes happening for you. And you're rewriting your moral code and your moral compass and your personal philosophy. So what's not to love about that? Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.